Hey, what is up, everybody? All of you sweet, sweet listeners, you yippee-ki-yay motherfuckers, you Mukai maras, you kai-eyes, you Mukakis, you Mukai guys, you League of Extraordinary Brentlemen, you Brents, Gents, Mukuleles, Brentelman's Club, Brentkin Mooks, Brenticles, Mukaijus, Mukites, Brent heads, Brent's gents, I already said that, and the mighty, mighty Brent tones. What the fuck is up with you? How's it going? It's me, Brent Mukai, voice actor, improv trainer, entertainer, coming for yet another round of the Brent Mukai podcast. I am let's start here. Let's start with I feel really fucking good right now. Like, in a way that I don't know how to fucking describe. I believe I mentioned it on the last podcast, but I will go into it deeper here. Thank you so much. If you listen to the Ice Cream Social and you are coming over from the Ice Cream Social, I deeply, deeply appreciate it. I deeply appreciate all of the polls that I took on the Scoop group, and if you participated in the Twitter poll, I appreciate that as well. I have a huge place in my heart for Matt, Paul, Jacob, the entire ICS crew for letting me onto the show, letting me plug the podcast, and then very graciously naming the episode after me. It's more than I could have ever fucking dreamed of. And my viewership and listenership has gone up. The amount of people who have contacted me on social media has gone up, and I'm just honored. I'm just honored, because really, I'm just, who the fuck am I, right? Who the fuck am I? I'm grateful. I'm feeling good. Let's get right in, shall we? This week was an interesting fucking week. It was a busy week. Let's talk about it. Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday and Monday, I was on a shoot, a film shoot for a sizzle reel for those of you who don't know what a sizzle reel is, it's essentially what you shoot as a concept to then go and get more money to shoot the actual thing. So it's a concept for a series, where it will live, all of that stuff, like if it's a web series, if it's a streaming series, if it's a whatever, that all has yet to be determined based on whether or not everything goes through and the money gets picked up, whatever. But I'm a part of the project. Super happy to be a part of it. I don't know that it was called Wolf. I can say that much. The rest of it, I can't go deep into detail about. Nonetheless, I will say that it was a very interesting weekend. I got to hang out with some friends that I do not normally get to see. And I will leave it at that. It was cool. It was nice. It was nice to flex my on-camera acting skills yet again. And it's been a minute, so it was cool to just be in that. And then once the trailer gets released, for damn sure I'm going to put it all over social media everywhere. Yeah, so that happened Sunday and Monday. I have a friend, which you heard on the last podcast, by the name of Katrina. I call her Thundercat, that was in LA, and she told me months ago that she was going to be coming. I told her, okay, I will make it a point to come in, and we will fucking hang out, and we will chill. And I'm a man of my word, so we came out. I drove back with my buddy from LA who had come in for the shoot. And and then I caught a bus back Tuesday night because Wednesday night I had to teach a class. Wednesday night was a class that I taught at a place in town. I don't want to mention the name of it. It was interesting. If I'm being completely 100% honest, I signed up for let's talk about this for a minute. I signed up to teach this class. It's a storytelling class. I've done what's the best way to describe my storytelling experience? I don't think that you can be a good actor or any type of performer without being a good storyteller. I think that it's absolutely essential. I think that improv, what originally got me interested in the idea of improv, was that it was not only acting on my feet, but also storytelling. So it's like you're writing and acting at the same time. So it was I got started in improv because I felt like it would be a good exercise, a good way for me to develop writing skills and a good way to develop acting skills at the same time. I had originally come up to Vegas, UNLV, thinking I was going to do writing because I was too afraid to admit that I wanted to be an actor. We're talking like 11 years ago. I was very naive. I didn't know. And 11 years ago, Crazy Rich Asians wasn't out. Like this whole wave kind of has happened in the time that I've been in Vegas, like doing this stuff and becoming an entertainer. So it's been kind of really cool to watch all this transpire as I'm going through. Like there has never been a better time in cinema or in anything to be a minority. And I plan to take full advantage of that. People are writing now stories for minorities. People are seeing that minorities want to see themselves in the theaters. It's not the cast of Friends anymore. That shit doesn't fly anymore. I was even watching like I was taking it back. I was in the class, and saw an episode of a Disney show about some camp or something, and all the kids they literally just ran the gamut of all ethnicities. There's a Mexican kid, a black kid, an Indian kid, an Asian girl. Like there's all different races represented, and it's really fucking cool to see. Just as a performer who has, growing up, I didn't see a lot of that. That wasn't anything that I would, that was obviously a struggle when I was growing up, and I knew what I wanted to do. Like when I was a kid, I knew I wanted to perform. I knew I wanted to perform. I thought that back then it was acting. It later developed into kind of this whole encompassing comedy and improv and stand-up. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My computer was starting to act wonky. I record these on. This is a good time to pitch this. I record these on video, post them up on YouTube. You can check it out at the Brent Mukai Show. And yeah, because I was recording on video, the video started becoming choppy, so I figured I'd stop the podcast and check it out. But anyways, back to the point I was talking about. Growing up, you didn't see a lot of Asian performers, and if they were, martial artists. They were like Jackie Chan, people like that, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, all of that was pretty much the gamut, and it wasn't as bad as it was 40, 50 years ago, and it'll continue to get better, but it was very discouraging. So, I didn't get a lot of support when I told people that I wanted to be an actor. And I was a kid, This is a strangely personal story, but I think that this is a good time to kind of fucking say it. I don't remember if I've ever said this before, but I remember when I was a kid, there was one of my favorite musicals of all time. Like, I think it was the first musical that I watched was The Sound of Music, and my dad introduced me to it. I've always been a very musical person. I love singing. I love music. I love singing. Let's leave it at that. I don't always watch like all the music and keep up to date with everything. Like, it's weirdly not a huge part of my life, but I've always enjoyed music, and I've always enjoyed musicals specifically. And I remember that when I was about 11, I started taking classes for musical theater, for just theater in general, at a place called Diamond Head Theater back in Hawaii. And they had some cool classes, and it was fun. And it was a kids' classes, and I got a chance to learn how to do the singing, how to do the dancing, how to do the acting. To be completely honest, I fucking hated the dancing part. I still hate dancing. Don't hate it. I don't like the way that I move. Like that's the big part. But I remember, because I was a part of that, and I was in those classes for a brief period of time, they started throwing out auditions for roles in the actual plays. and they did The Sound of Music. And I remember thinking, holy shit, how amazing would it be to be one of the fucking kids from The Sound of Music? Like, it would just blow my mind. It would be the craziest thing. So I begged my mom and said, hey, can I please audition? And she begrudgingly said, yes, I guess we can. As a very unorganized kid, I didn't know how to make shit happen. I suffered from very bad ADHD. So, I mean, it was, by all stretches of the imagination, like, I wasn't in like the best position. Like, who you know now and who I was as a kid, two completely different things. I want to give that context just a little bit. But I remember being excited for the audition, and I remember being so just ready and so down to like audition for this and like just experience the audition. And I remember walking into the audition room, and I remember my mom did not want me to audition for The Sound of Music, and she said, no, don't do it, like you're not going to get the role. Like, she said everything. She was very negative about the whole thing, and I didn't understand why. And then I walked in to the audition room, and it was about 25, 30 white children. And I was the only one who was Asian. And I remember at that time, it hit me. Like, that was the first time that it hit me, right? That race existed. And that also, within the construct of theater in itself, it's the suspension of disbelief. And what I had never realized before then was that to suspend that disbelief, right? If there's a white man who has children and they're from Germany and they're all German, they're all supposed to be German, and all of the other children are white, then you can't have one Asian child. It just doesn't fucking work. And I remember being defeated before I even stepped into the auditioning room, because I started realizing, oh, this is why my mom told me not to come here. Because she knew that The Sound of Music did not have a fucking Asian child. And that stuck with me for a very long time. It was something that I thought about. I never took another class there at the theater. I was 11, and I just remember thinking, like, this isn't gonna happen. Every time from then on, I would go into a movie, and I would watch the movie, and I would look for how many Asian people were in the movie. This was the 90s. There was not a lot. Unless you were Jackie Chan, or, I mean, who the fuck else was there? Unless you were Jackie Chan, it was a kung fu movie, and it was Shanghai Noon or Rush Hour, right? Just did not exist. Early 2000s, like 90s. And I felt like my dream was crushed that day, you know? If you're feeling bad, don't feel so bad, because the story has a pretty happy ending. So then I grew up, and I was still drawn to theater, and I was still drawn to acting, and I was still drawn to performing. So when I was in high school, I went and I did theater and got into the theater program. I then started doing some writing, and started writing just because I needed a creative outlet. Like, I felt in Hawaii, everybody asks why would I leave Hawaii, and it's because I felt like I was fucking restrained there, and that all the things that I wanted didn't exist there, right? And it just felt like everything, that all my dreams were so far away. And so I started writing, and I started writing, like, trying to write, like, novels, and started trying to write, like, things that I didn't finish, obviously. And who would have wanted to read a fucking 16, 17-year-old, 14, 15-year-old's fucking writing? But started writing, doing that, using my creativity. And it felt cool to just have my own thing that I could sit down and fucking do creatively, that then lived and existed somewhere. So I took that, and as I was deciding what colleges I wanted to go to and what field I wanted to go into, I started realizing, thank God I just looked at my fucking life and I said, I had this very clear thought. Sometime when I was about 16, 17, and it was time to decide what the fuck, I was going to go to college for, which at that point made me feel like, oh, this is going to determine the rest of my life, which now, looking back, was the stupidest thought anyone could ever have, right? Plenty of people go to college for something that they don't do, but back then the stakes were high. But luckily, what I did think was this. I thought, people go to work, and then they retire, and they have a whole lot of money, and they can go sit on a beach somewhere and have all of their money. And I realized at that point that I didn't want to do something that I hated, right? Because everyone was pushing business school on me. Everyone was pushing getting a degree in something generic. And I knew that it wasn't me. I knew that it wasn't the thing that I fucking wanted, right? So I said, why the fuck do people work so much until the age of 60 so that they can retire, 60, 65, so that they can retire and then be too old, right, to do the things that they wished to then go do the things that they wanted to do when they were younger. And so I said, what if I could just go out and get a job doing something that I like as opposed to something that I hate and like doing the thing, right? So I convinced my parents that I wanted to go to film school and that I would rather get paid, right, $50,000 a year doing something in a film, even if it's not acting, right? Even if it's not writing, I'd rather do something in a film and be around film than making $50,000 doing something that being in an office somewhere with people that I absolutely fucking hated. And I convinced them of that. And I came up and I told them that my dreams of becoming an actor, of becoming a performer were done because, as I said, and they always said to me, "You're Asian, it's not going to happen." They said that to me, as a good parent should, because they were trying to look out for me and they're trying to protect me, which I understand now. Back then, it was just a huge fuck you to my soul that I then had to overcome. But came up to college, did the whole college thing, and about 2 years in, or not even 2 years, about a year in, I took a few acting classes, 2 semesters, and I just realized, holy shit, like, this is what I want to fucking do. Like, if I write, that's cool. I'll learn how to write so that I can write stuff for myself to be in. Pull this Seth Rogen, which gives you a very large idea of where I, what year this was. It was around 2008. And I just said, you know what, fuck it. If I'm going to go for my dream, it's stupid of me not to go for my dream. Flash forward, right? Flash forward to a year ago. Damn, fuck. Feels like not even a year ago. Little over a year ago, probably about 2 years ago, a little less than, I got hit up by Matt Donnelly, my friend from Ice Cream Social, and he said, "Can you sing?" That was his text. "Can you sing?" And I was like, yes, actually, yes, I can sing. I sing pretty well. And he said, "I would like you to audition for the to be a backup, to be a backup in 50 Shades of Grey, the musical parody." And this is now, 8-9 years into my career of doing comedy, of doing improv, of doing all this stuff. So I've flash forwarded quite a bit, but I remember when I got that job, and I mean, spoiler alert, I got to be Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey, the musical parody, at Bally's before it closed, and I did some shows. That was like a weird full circle to the moment of me sitting in that fucking, because my mind went back to that fucking audition room with all of those little white children. And it just, like, I'm actually getting a little emotional talking about this, like thinking back to this, but fuck, man, like thinking back on those old days of how defeated I felt as a child growing up, knowing that I had a dream that I felt like I couldn't pursue. Like, if you're a parent out there, don't tell your kids not to do some shit. I know you're going to be afraid. I know you're going to be worried. And I'm not telling you to support them blindly. You know what I mean? Like, if they don't have a knack for some shit, but then they don't have a knack for it. But let them explore. Let them figure it out. Let them see what they want to fucking become, because they might realize that they don't want to become the thing that they think they do and then become something around that. But support them, because fuck, man, like there's nothing worse than being a kid and being told that your dreams are somehow not attainable, or that they're stupid or whatever, even if you have the best intentions. Because it nearly killed me. When I was a kid, I grew up very fucking sad because I thought that my dreams were going to never come to fruition. Wow. I haven't thought about this in a while. It's really taking me back. Just thinking about those days really really upsets me. But like, I mean, to think of how, like if you're sitting here listening to me and you're like, oh, Brent is, just of a different caliber, and Brent is positive, and, people are just born like that caliber of positivity and that caliber of forward thinking, and I'm getting real fucking egotistical in saying this shit, but I think it's true. I think I'm a pretty positive person, and it does not come naturally. It doesn't. If you're sitting there thinking I was just blessed with this and I was born with this, it wasn't. It was hard fought for. And it was painfully earned. It's painfully earned positivity. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have any. I didn't have any positivity towards the things that I wanted and the things that I had been hoping for. And it psychologically just put me in a toxic place. And because of that, because of how much I had to claw and fight for my dream, to do my dream, right? Which isn't even as much as most people do. Like, I was born in America with a family that was middle class, so I had a lot of fucking help along the way. But just this, I guess, to sum up, here's what I'm saying, is that if you have a dream, right, and people around you are telling you that you can't do it, and you've subconsciously started believing that, don't let that crush you. Like, it's so fucking easy to let life and people around you crush you. But it's so much better to just fucking go for it and to live your dreams and to live your life. Practically, of course. I'm not saying quit your job right now and go pursue your dreams, right? I'm telling you, just don't tuck it away because of other people. Don't tuck your dream away because of other fucking people, because it will crush you. And it's so much better, and you'll be a different person when you're pursuing something that you fucking love. I'm on it now. I feel on it. I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood now. Like your dreams, like, this is not even scripted. This was not something that I was planning on talking about. I have a whole fucking board listed with shit that I need to talk about, or that I wanted to talk about, but this is it. This is the life. This is life right here. Fucking don't. And this is what I teach the kids that I teach, because I teach in high schools. I've taught kids and people of all ages, and this is the one message that I have. Always. follow your fucking dreams. Because if you don't, you might fail. And if you do, you might fail. But if you do it and you try and you fail, at least you know. At least you know that you gave it your fucking all. And you won't have the regret, because the regret is so much fucking worse. I can't even think about how much I would be regretting and hating my fucking life if I didn't come to Vegas, where I had no family, where I knew nobody, and fucking worked and just tried shit and just did this. And now I'm here and I'm happy and I'm fucking starting my own business, and there's struggles. And last week my episode was called Fail Week because I fucking failed. It's not that there's not going to be struggles, but they're worth it. They're fucking worth it. It's just so obvious to me now. And that's why I try to pump as much positivity into the people around me, into the people that I care about, the people that I fucking love, and the people that I don't even know. The people that I don't even fucking know. Like, I know what it's like to not have positivity, you know? Like, I know that feeling so well that it's I feel a personal responsibility as somebody who's achieved, you know, the dreams that's being able to go after my dreams, and how lucky I am to be able to say and do that. Because there are people in other parts of the world that are worried that tomorrow somebody's gonna come into their house and chop their head off and eat them. Like, that's to be here, to be born here, to be doing all this. I'm so fucking grateful, and I'm just so happy to be doing it that I feel it's a personal responsibility. Like, fuck me, right? Fuck me if I don't pass on the positivity and the message that I've fucking learned. Like, fuck me if I hold all of this good vibes and energy to my fucking self, because there's so much to give. Man. Oh, I hope you're still enjoying this. I hope you don't feel like I'm just ranting like a fucking lunatic at you. But I feel so strongly about this shit. Right? I feel so fucking strongly about it. And if there's anything I can do to help you achieve your dream, if you dream about doing improv or corporate training or voice acting or entertainment of any kind, like, reach out to me. If you have a specific question, if you have a question, any question, or something that you think I can help you out with, I will fucking help you. Because I know what it's like to be surrounded by people who are toxic as fuck and not supportive and dampening a dream and feeling like your dream is stupid, not because of yourself, but because of other fucking people around you and the chatter around you. So I want to help you. Anyone, hit me up any fucking time, and I will fucking respond to you. And if I don't respond, please understand, it's not that I don't want to. I might have missed a fucking tweet or a Facebook thing, or you know what I mean? Like, it may be one of those Facebook messages, so please hit me up again, because I want to fucking help if I can. If I can, in any way. Some people have already hit me up about voice acting stuff, and I always message back. I always am wanting to help, because that is, I mean, that's my Batman origin story. Instead of my parents both getting shot, my parents both shot down my dream, and that my dream died in the back of an alley while watching The Grey Ghost. Like, the pearls of my dream just, like, scattered onto the fucking ground. And then I say, Martha! And just the name of my dream. And Superman's like, Martha's my mom's name too. That's the name of my dream. I've gone down a stupid rabbit hole. That's okay. Okay. Things coming up for me. Let's talk about that. Here's the thing that's happening that I'm so fucking happy for, that again I am indebted to the Ice Cream Social for, but I contacted Nick and Jim of the Pod Therapy podcast, which if you have not checked out, please fucking go and check it out. Each week they basically answer questions for people. They are two registered therapists. They are the real deals. They do that as a fucking profession, and then they are giving out free therapeutic advice and talking about things like mental illness and just the gamut of anything psychological you can think of. They are talking about. Please check them out. I have booked them for next week on this show, on this podcast. That's correct. The Brent Mukai podcast coming up in the world. I had a physicist and a fucking magazine editor yesterday or 2 days ago. Well, yesterday, I guess. Today's Thursday, technically, when I'm recording this. But yeah. So, also, if you have questions or things that you would like me to ask them about, then please let me know so that I can do that for you and bring you value in that way. Secondly, if you have heard of the game Would You Rather, I'm about to do a segment for the first time. I did this, a version of this on the last podcast that I did. I always love the game Would You Rather because it's always fun and funny to me. So I threw this out on the last podcast. Hey, everybody listening, could you send me some Would You Rathers? And you awesome fucking people definitely sent them out, and I thank you so much for that. If you would like to have one of your Would You Rathers explored on the show and get a shout out, then I would love to do that. I would love to have you be a part of my show with this silly fucking game of Would You Rather. So please send those to me at Brent Mukai, BrentMukai. Whenever you think of a Would You Rather, just fucking send it to me. I don't care if you keep sending every single week. That's what I fucking want. So please send me your Would You Rathers. I love this game. I love the fun that I have with it. And if you have a different answer for the Would You Rathers, please hit me up on all social media, Brent Mukai, or you can hit me up at my you can hit me up at my website, brentmukai.com, or you can hit me up at my email, which is brentmukai, and then VO as in voiceover. So brentmukaivo at gmail.com. Brentmukai, V as in Victor, O as in ostrich, at gmail.com. brentmukaivo at gmail.com. So, this first, I have a batch of Would You Rathers from an awesome Brentelman, an awesome one of Brent's gents, a Mukaki, if you will, which thank you again for giving me all of the names. I'm still settling on one, even though everybody loves the name Mukaki. I'm not sure I'm willing to completely commit to that, but thank you, Thomas Bailey, for this. He sent me a few, and I would love to read some. Would you rather be a professional animal masturbator, which is a semen collector for a zoo, or a masseuse at a rub and tug? So really, the question is, would I rather jack off zoo animals or jack off men? Rub and tugs. Would I rather jack off zoo animals for a profession, or would I rather jack off men for a profession? God. I'm not gay. And even if I was, I don't think that the rub and tug as a profession would. I mean, you'd milk all the joy out of it. No, pun intended. Pun definitely fucking intended. If you're not laughing at that shit, fuck you. No. But as much as I would not like to jack off a man, I would like to jack off a lion even less. I just would not feel safe. There's danger. There's danger inherently in jacking off, like, because it's a collector for a zoo, and you know they want the dangerous fucking animals. That's why people go to the fucking zoo. They don't want to go to the zoo and just be like, look, sea cucumbers. Nobody does that. They're like, look, fucking lions and gorillas and sharks and all of the fucking things that can kill you, and probably does not want your hands or anyone's hands around their fucking animal cocks. So rub and tug it is. I'd be rubbing some dudes out. Much more safe than rubbing out some fucking kangaroos even. I hear that they are very wily. So, that's number one. Also from Thomas, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? God, it depends if I have a weapon or not. But if I don't have a weapon, for sure, which I'm gonna assume because it's not written there, 100 duck-sized horses. I feel like I could run around, and because they're just the size of a horse, they wouldn't be able to catch me, and I could split them up and then be kicking them, just like stomping on them. Because that's like how would I be able to fight a horse-sized duck? Like that seems dangerous. It seems like the duck might have an advantage. I don't know how well ducks fight, but I got to imagine they're pretty powerful. I'd rather fight 100 duck-sized horses, and it would take a while for me to defeat them, but I don't think that I would be in mortal danger. I think with a horse-sized duck, that we're tipping into mortal danger. For sure, I know I would not want to be touching either of their penises, a duck-sized horse or a horse-sized duck. So that option's off the table. I'd rather just jack guys off. Let me say that again for a great sound clip. Okay. Would you rather orgasm every time you sneeze or sneeze every time you orgasm? God, that's tough. I'd rather sneeze every time I orgasm, because that's gonna happen a lot less than me sneezing. So, like, and there's like the like, you know what I mean? Like, there's everybody assumes that there would be like, oh, it would be amazing to just orgasm constantly, but like, it gets painful and shit. Like, there's actually people. I watched that episode of House. I think it's the only one I watched because a friend told me about it, and I was like, oh, it was about a woman who has a disease that she's very sensitive, and just touching something vibrating would cause her to orgasm. And it got to a point where it was very painful for her. And I looked into that disease, and it exists. And people who have that are very fucking unhappy because it's just like they're in consistent pain doing that. So even imagining that, I couldn't fathom it. So I trust that there is pain when doing that. So yeah, just having a pleasant sneeze after an orgasm, I'm fine with that. Okay, nice. So that's that one. Feel free to disagree with me. Would you rather be in a survivable plane crash or a survivable train accident? Train accident for sure. Because in a survivable train accident, I wouldn't be like, in a plane accident, it happens so long, because if you're high up in the air, which I'm assuming you are because it's a fucking plane, right? Sorry, I hit the mic there. If I'm in the middle, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm in the plane, I'm going to be scarred for life, and I'm not going to want to go on a plane again. And planes are how you get to some of the best fucking places fast. So rather than a traumatizing plane accident, I'd rather be in a traumatizing train accident, because I could live without trains. I couldn't live without a plane. I don't ride planes I don't ride trains very often. I think I've ridden like 2 in my life. They don't fucking have them here in the West. Like, it's weird. Anyways, yes, please feel free to disagree. So, this one is from ML Kennedy at WBXYLO on Twitter. The question is, would you rather have to eat only pizza for the rest of your life or never eat pizza again? God, never eat pizza again. It's a gut feeling, because I need variety. Like, after a while, I'd get really fucking sick of pizza. As much as I'd miss pizza, I couldn't just eat pizza. That would be ridiculous. I couldn't fucking do it. I need variety. Variety is the spice of life, and if that means I got to give up pizza, well, that happens. Luckily, I'll never have to make that fucking choice. Don't you dare put that curse on me, Ricky Bobby. All right. From Ellie O'Dare. At Ellie O'Dare on Twitter. Would you rather travel forever, never going home, in parentheses, different cities every day, never sleeping in the same place twice in the same month, or be unable to leave your home ever again? Both enforced by 100 horse-sized ducks. That's so good. Okay. Travel forever. Fuck. If you mean by home, if you mean like if you're talking about like I don't think you're talking about a physical home. I feel like you're talking about like a location of my home, like Las Vegas. I would rather not have to leave Las Vegas. Um, I mean, everything I could want is here, right? 24-hour shit. Like, I get spoiled here. Like, I would not want to have to travel that much. Which, interestingly, is why I don't want to fucking pursue stand-up as a profession any longer, because I realized 4 years in that you have to travel a whole lot. And that's not my fucking bag. Like traveling, and let me be clear, I love traveling. Traveling is fucking awesome. Like, and if I start doing things like in the future that I'm hoping to do, like keynote speaking and more corporate training and traveling for that, I'm totally fine with that. But like every day, that would be way too much. And for stand-up, it's very specifically a different kind of travel, because you travel for only a few days at a time. A lot of times, even within those days, you're hitting different spots, so you're still driving another 80 miles for the next night. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a grind, and I don't want to fucking deal with that. And so, yeah, I'd rather just stay home. And that's basically what I do. I'm fucking voice actor. It's basically, do you want to be a voice actor? Do you want to be a comedian? I'd rather be a voice actor, because I can stay in my fucking home and I can build something. I could never have a girlfriend that would be willing to travel with me. You know, I'm taking this to a weird spot. I brought up a hypothetical girlfriend situation, but Elio Dare, that is my answer. Fight me, America. Or wherever you're listening from, I guess. If you have a different answer, let me know. All right, last one from Michael Shaw at Elefino _ at Brent Mukai. Would you rather answer a would you rather or a never have I ever? Well, Michael, I have a whole segment on my show called Would You Rather, and I would rather answer those, because never have I ever, I feel like, gets too negative. Never have I ever kissed a man, because then in me saying that, I'm telling everybody something that I've never done, and then if I've never done it, and then everybody else is like, oh, you never kissed a man, right? Like, it just gives room for people. It's just a game where people can unintentionally be mean, and you can unintentionally get hurt feelings because of it. So I hope that clarifies everything. Thank you so much, all 4 of you who donated those would you rathers. Please hit me up with your would you rathers. Please hit me up with different answers that you maybe hated my answers to would you rather. I would love to hear your opinions on the matter. Let's talk about a couple more things coming up in my life for the next 3 days. So starting tomorrow, so fucking excited. I mean, talk about feeling gratitude and grateful. I mean, with my voice acting career, where I want to go is animation video games. Ooh, I forgot. A video game that I almost forgot this. A video game that I fucking did and did the voice for, and was never told what the fuck the game was called. The game came out, and a buddy of mine who also worked on it, a fellow voice actor from LA, posted it and let me know about it. It is called Return of the Obra Dinn. And on the game, I play a Russian pirate. So if you play games, go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think. If you do not play games, no problem. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but I'm excited because this game came out. And I will probably buy it and play it because I am an egotistical son of a bitch. No, it's just exciting. So where was I? Right, this weekend is a large voiceover convention called WovoCon, World Voices Convention. There are going to be voiceover artists from around the world. There's going to be classes. There's going to be all kinds of things. Here's the big fucking thing. There's a master class only available to working voice artists. So I had registered as a working voice artist because I am one, as a full-time voice artist, voiceover actor or voice actor, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And the class is with Bob Bergen. And if you're sitting at home being like, who the fuck is Bob Bergen? I mean, who the fuck isn't Bob Bergen is the is the question. He is, he's popular and known for being the voice of Porky Pig. But let's look him up and let's look at some other fucking things that he's been in, because he's been in fucking everything. I mean, just every fucking thing. Let's see. He was in, he's Porky Pig. Basically, since Mel Blanc died, he became Porky Pig. He's a man of, he does all the voices. If you've ever seen the movie I Know That Voice, which is a great fucking movie documentary about voice actors, got me very interested in becoming a voice actor. Wasn't the entire reason why I became it, but it was a big thing. He does additional voices, so he basically goes in, and a lot of times he isn't cast as like the main character or the voice of whatever, but because he can do like 100 different fucking voices, they cast him as background voices. I mean, dude, what has he not been in? He was in fucking let's see, Robot Chicken, The Emoji Movie, Despicable Me 3, Deep, Smurfs, Last Man, Sing, let's see, Skylanders, Clarence, Minions, Inside Out. He was in the Avengers animated show. He was in Star Wars Clone Wars. He was in Mickey Mouse Get a Horse. He was in Monsters University, Wreck-It Ralph, Cars, The Lorax, Toy Story, the Disney Universe games. I mean, this guy has been, let's count how many, just fucking 202 titles. And that's probably not even all of them. He's such a fucking animation icon. And tomorrow, I get to meet him and take a fucking class with him. I get to experience. I know this episode's running a little long, but excuse me, I need to fucking say this. That movie, I Know That Voice, I watched because I had always loved voice actors. I had always had an appreciation for animated, for cartoons. I loved cartoons. Growing up, I loved cartoons. I grew up into a grown man who fucking watches cartoons and loves them over any other type of medium. And so I watched this documentary called I Know That Voice, and because of that, it started kicking around in my head like, oh, voice acting is such a cool thing. I do improv. This was years ago. This was 4, 5, 6 years ago when the movie came out. 2013, 2012, I think. Let's see. But it planted the seeds when I watched that, and I found out that Bob Bergen did classes. And I was like, oh, he does classes. This guy does fucking classes. So I wrote on my board, I wrote on a fucking board here that I want to take a class with Bob Bergen. I wrote it on an index card and put it on my fucking dream board, right? And then when I moved, I of course took it off because why would I keep it on and make it a big fucking, why I should have kept it on there. This would have been even more amazing if I'd looked there and it'd been like, oh wow, like that was exactly what I wanted. 2013 it came out, so right around that time. And he talked about having a class, and I wrote on my dream board, I want to take a class with Bob Bergen. I want to do that. I want to be worthy of taking a class with Bob Bergen. And now I can say I feel really fucking good about this. I have not been excited for something like this, as excited as this in a long fucking time, but I get to meet a fucking hero and a man that I mean, is one of the people that made me consider this journey that I'm on now. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm wearing a Voice Actor Studio sweatshirt. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that. And tomorrow I get to see him, meet him, shake his fucking hand. probably take a picture with him. This whole weekend is just going to be fucking epic. Not just because I'm going to get to meet a lot of these people, but because I know people in the industry that are here that I teach with at the voice actor studio. And a few of them I was just like, yo, you're going? Let me tag along with you. Let me be your fucking wingman. Let me just meet all the people that you fucking know and see how you do it. And they're going to fucking talk me up. And I'm so fucking excited just to be around the people that do the same thing and have very similar goals as me. Like, I can just relate. Like, I'm already light just thinking about this shit. I can't fucking believe it. Cannot fucking believe it. But yes, that is exactly what's going on this weekend. If you would like to follow the shit that's going on this weekend and see me living my best life, then you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Brent Mukai on both, BrentMukai. Follow my page because I put the stories on my page. It's linked to my Instagram account. It's not my actual profile, my actual personal profile. It's linked to my page. So go ahead and give that a follow or follow me on Instagram. And you can watch many stories because I plan on just storying the fuck out of this weekend. I am so ready. You have no fucking idea. So yes, prepare for that. This episode's getting long. Let me go ahead and wrap it up with this. I would like to do a improvised commercial, as I always do. If you have an idea for a product, or if you own a business, or if you own something that you would like me to do an improvised commercial for, hit me up. Let me know. All of the avenues I've said before, at Brent Mukai on social media, everywhere. Check that out. Comment me. Don't be shy. And let's see. What do I have here? My roommate suggested I take these ashwagandha pills, these premium stress response pills, from Amazon, no less. He said that it really chills him out. I sometimes suffer from anxiety. Sometimes I just let shit get away from me. And he said that these pills always help him out. He's a very successful filmmaker, and he's in high stress situations consistently because of that. But I'll do a commercial on this. Hey, ashwagandha premium stress response pills from Havasu Nutrition. This one is on me. If you want to send me some pills, or if you have a business and you'd like me to fucking do improvised commercials for you on a regular basis, let me know. If you just want me to improvise a commercial for fun for you, give me a product, tell me what you want, and I will do an improvised commercial on it. But let's go ahead and start with ashwagandha premium stress response. Hey, we live in a stressed out world. We go around and we get so anxious about every little thing. It seems like everything sets us off nowadays. Well, there's a solution for you. Ashwagandha premium stress response pills from Havasu Nutrition. Listen, manage your stress. Take 2 of these capsules daily, and you will be feeling stress relief like nothing you've ever experienced before. Listen, if you are looking for an all-natural supplement using only ashwagandha root powder, straight from India, I assume, and artichoke leaf extract, straight from a steakhouse that serves artichokes and doesn't like the leaves, because the leaves are the worst part of the artichoke. It's all about the hearts. Then use ashwagandha premium stress response capsules. 90 capsules come in one single bottle. Order it now off of Amazon and start feeling stress relief today. If you're wondering why I had a weird pause, I was trying to read like all of the benefits of taking this shit, and the more that I started reading on it, the more I was like, oh, really? It just says that it helps you out with stress, and that's fucking it. So at one point I was searching for more like pops, and I guess for Amazon, if you're ordering it off of Amazon, you've already ordered it. It's too late. Like, there's no reason to put all of the benefits. You know what it is. It's just stress relief. So that was my quandary of the night. Yes, this weekend I am so fucking excited. I'm so happy. Please. One last thing I'd like to do. I'd like to start doing. On iTunes, I received some and have received, and I haven't read them yet. I kept on thinking about reading them, but I kept not for whatever reason. I have some reviews, and they fucking made me laugh. So what I'd like to do now is read some reviews. 3 of them from iTunes. Thank you so much to whoever wrote these. If you wrote these, please let me know that you wrote these, because all I have is a fucking iTunes name, which doesn't help me out a lot. So Big Row 4444. Brent is a very funny dude, and it's refreshing to get his take on his life and different topics. Plus, them cheeks are cute as fuck. Thank you, Big Row 4444. Next one is from DForce_911. The title of it is 2 stars. He gave me 5 stars, and underneath it says, Brent Mukai kidnapped my son. Which made me laugh the first time I heard it, and just continued to make me laugh. Now, from T-Money The Truth, on Monday, I received this wonderful review. Second Chance Romance? 5 stars. I was going to rate this podcast 1 star, but then I listened to it. I reached climax at minute 2. Good stuff so far. 5 stars. Would listen to in shower. So, yeah. That happened. Those reviews were very wonderful. Thank you so much, all of you, for putting those reviews in for me, and writing a little something, writing a little ditty for me. That means so much to me. If you would like, go ahead and rate the podcast, write me a little review. That always means the world to me. If you don't feel like fucking doing that, if you would rather just hop on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, my website, my email, brentmukaivo@gmail.com, or any of those places, and send me a would you rather or a topic of which you would like me to do an improvised commercial, a product or something, then I am more than happy to oblige you, because I'm doing this podcast for you. It's for me, but it's also for you. And I just want to say thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I know that I'm a broken record on this shit, but I need to be, because I really feel this fucking way. I'm so grateful for all of you fucking listening, for all of you who are helping me support my fucking dreams, and giving me positive vibes, which, again, hard fought in my life, but I'm here. I hope that I can pass a few of those on to you, and I hope that you are doing fucking good with whatever you're fucking doing, and if not, let me know if I can help you out in some way, shape, or form. Also, let me know if you have any questions you would like me to, or topics you would like me to discuss with Nick and Jim of Pod Therapy, which I will be cutting that podcast sometime next week. So if it's going to be this coming week's Wacky Wednesday, I don't know, or not, but yes. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much. I guess have a great day. I'm still trying to figure out how to close this, but good night, you sweet Mukakis, you sweet Brents, gents, you Brentelmen, you League of Extraordinary Brentelmen, you Mukuleles, you Mooks, you Mukai heads, you Brent heads, you Brentosaurus Rexes, all of you fucking Mukai motherfuckers, like, thank you so fucking much, and I will talk to you soon.